when we are future focused or past focused, we are not present focused. And when you are not present focused, you are not in your power.
Welcome to the Words of Wisdom podcast. This is the place to be to raise the consciousness within in order to create a life and business of ease, flow, and freedom. This podcast offers inspiring stories, strategies, and special guests to help you become your most aligned self. I am Minerva Maharaj, a former NBA Toronto Raptors dancer turned ICF accredited spiritual life coach, founder of Goddess of Wisdom Spiritual Life Coaching, and Star Seed Academy coach training. My soul's mission is to show you the impossible is truly possible. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Let's get to awakening your soul's wisdom.
Welcome to a live recording of Words of Wisdom on Instagram, YouTube, and any podcast platforms you're listening on. Thank you. I welcome you. I really appreciate you being here. Today, we're going to dive into what you wish for, and when you say, one day this will happen, or I can't wait for when this happens, that's never going to come. Or is going to be slow to come. So we're going to dive into that as to why one day will never come or why it'll be slow to come for you. And what I mean by that is whatever it is you're wishing for and desiring, or maybe envision in terms of your business, in terms of money, that one day I know I'm going to have the money to buy the things I want to buy. When I do all these things within my business, I'm going to have the freedom one day. One day, I'm going to be able to travel the world and work where I want, when I have the money. We have this one day thing, this wishing, this envisioning. And I'm not saying don't envision, don't desire, don't have a goal in mind. That is not what I'm saying. I want to go deeper into this to help you manifest that vision, that desire, what you know is possible, those glimpses of desire, those glimpses of possibility for you. So the reason I say that one day, or I can't wait till I have the money, or one day I know I'm going to be where I want to be, is what happens is we step outside of our power. We tend to put our focus on the future. We tend to put our focus in the past. So when we are future focused or past focused, we are not present focused. And when you are not present focused, you are not in your power, in your point of creation, your power of creation, your ability to create the life that you want, because you put it outside of yourself. You put it in like, oh, you may do the visualization, the future self work, and I'm all for that. But sometimes what happens, we keep it out in the future. And we just say it's going to happen. It's in the future. We don't say, and what we're not connected to is the here and now, and how you are that now, and what you have now. And another thing we do, if we're not so future focused, we become past focused, where then the worry and the anxiety comes up of, well, my pattern has been struggling for money. Oh, it's always been hard to market my business. This is what's happened in the past. And then we go down that route. And then you know what we do? We repeat what happens. We repeat that experience. And then we say, oh, well, it's not going to happen. We fill ourselves with more doubt, with more defeat. And the reason being that repeats, and the reason being our future feels so out of reach, is because of what we're bringing into the present moment. And often what we're bringing into the present moment is lack, fear, scarcity, worry, or striving, desiring, wanting, longing, yearning, reaching from a state of I don't have it now. I'm not there now. I'm not it now. So When we're not present focused, we are not power focused. We are not connected to our power. We're not connected to the manifestation when we're only creating from the present moment. So what are you bringing into your present moment? Are you bringing the feelings and the cycles of the past into this present moment? Oh, I'm worried where my business is going to go. I'm worried I'm not going to have enough money for the next month because this has happened before. So you bring that feelings, those thoughts, that being into the present moment, and you're only creating from this present moment continuously by repeating that frequency. And then another thing we do, I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and they were saying, well, I don't have the money I want now, but I know someday I'm going to have it. And I quickly clued in that someday you won't have it because you don't feel like you have it now. You don't see what you have now. You don't see what you've created. You don't see that what you have now is a creation of you. And more so, you're more tuned in to the lack and the not having of it now. And you're creating from this space, and you're going to continue that route unless you become aware and you choose differently in this present moment. Let me give you a funny example. So I took the day off yesterday and I went to an all-day spa in Markham, Ontario. So I live just outside of Toronto, Ontario. One of my favorite places to go. I clear my day. It was just exactly what my soul needed. Just in a robe, read, ate my favorite food, had a divine massage. Just like what I created my life to be. And mind you, I did the work to get there. It's funny because I went to the washroom, and don't worry, I'm not going to be graphic about this, but they have a Toto toilet. If anyone knows what a Toto toilet is, it is divine. It is like the Rolls Royce of toilets. First of all, you walk in, the seat opens up. The seat is heated. There's a bidet. It flushes on its own. Like if you wanted music or lights, it has all of that. It's like the best experience ever. So I sat on it and I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot they have Totos here. I love Totos. I had an experience of my first Toto last year when we went to Cabo. And we stayed at Nobu Hotel. It was amazing, and they have it there. And I sat on the toilet, not going to tell you what was going on, but I sat on the toilet and I was like, oh my gosh, I love Totos. I remember when we had this in Mexico. I loved it. Oh my gosh, the memories of Mexico. I loved it. And not that there's anything wrong to like go down to that space, remember that experience at Nobu Hotel. But I just went like, oh my God, I love it. It was just so divine. And I was transported back to that place. And then I said, I'm going to have a Toto in the future. In my next house, I'm getting Totos, one for guests and one for me and my husband. And then I quickly caught myself again and realized I went straight to the past, and then I jumped to the future. And in the present moment, because I don't have a Toto in my house right now, but in the present moment, what I clued in on is that I don't feel like I have it now. And you might be saying, yeah, but you don't physically have it now. That's not the point, because you create in the internal, you create in the unseen, you create on the energy level. Everything is energy created on the energetic level before it shows up on the 3D level. The point is, in the moment, I didn't feel I had it now. In the moment, I was zoomed in on, I'm going to have it in the future. I don't have it now. I'm going to have it in the future. And guess what? If I keep repeating that pattern, that thought, that I don't have it now, but I'm going to have it in the future, tomorrow I'm not going to have it now. We're going to have it in the future. Yeah, so I wasn't enjoying the Toto in the moment. I was kind of, but you're right. I went straight to like, I'm going to have it in the future. But I went in, but I actually did. Actually, when I caught myself, I did say, oh, I really took it in. It's warm. It's amazing. It like, the bathroom, like public bathrooms normally smell disgusting to me. It doesn't smell like that in this bathroom because of all the Totos. But the point is, you are creating in the moment. So in the moment, are you thinking about the future and what's to come and what you desire and what you want? And then sometimes we go back to, oh, well, that's not possible because in the past I worked really hard. It didn't work out. I do all the social media posts. No one's calling. No one's clicking. we bounce back and forth from the past and the future. And what we fail to recognize is that right here, right now, in the present moment is where our power lies in how we create our future. And you can choose this moment right now what your future is going to be by being it and feeling it here now. That look what I have now. Look at the abundance. Look at the freedom. Look at the space. Look at the day I created for myself. Clients were messaging me. People were like, wow, that's so amazing. I wish I could do that one day. And I also reminded them that I didn't always have this divine day. I created it for myself. I did a lot of the deep inner work just to create that space for myself, to make that possible for myself. I have to deal with the judgment. I have to deal with my own limiting beliefs, my feelings, my thoughts, like the way my business, so many things, the way my business is structured. Now, back to this, you are creating in this moment. You are creating your next day, your future, and what your life's going to be, and what your money experience is going to be, what your financial landscape is going to be, what your life landscape is going to look like, what your business is going to look like based on this present moment. So in this present moment, are you filled with lack? Are you filled with luck? Oh, it's going to happen by luck? Or are you filled with, okay, when I get still, when I get present, when I go deep within, I believe it, I know it, I trust it, I can see it. I feel it and I know it's happening. More so, how are you already it now? How have you already created abundance? How have you already created freedom and space? Or how are you doing it right now? How you feel right now should fill you up. How you feel right now lets you know whether you're in or out of alignment to the greater vision that you desire, that you want to manifest for your business and for your life. You want more time, space, freedom, and money? Look at what you're doing in this present moment. Look at who you are being now and fill yourself up with that, with the things that are going right, the things that feel good, the acknowledgement of all you have become, all that you have been through to be here in this present moment, which is setting you up for the next moments. So hopefully my total story made you giggle, but also brought you back to your power in this present moment. That total is going to come in your life if all those feelings you think you're going to feel when you have the toto, or you have the dream house, or you have the business, you have the money, you're exactly where you want to be in your life, how you think you're going to feel there. And then you need to find your way to bring it and feel that now, because that's the only way you're going to get there. Let me know in the comments what really stood out to you in this episode. I would love to hear from you. And if you would love more support around this, on how could you start being that now? How could you start creating that business, that future, that life, the money that you desire, where you can have everything, the time, space, freedom, and money in your life without sacrificing you, your time, your energy. You don't need to sacrifice in order to have. You just need to learn to be more of you now and start releasing the resistance to creating and receiving so that you can have and hold that life and business that you desire now. If you would love support with that, I invite you to enter the portal to overflow, where we release all resistance to creating the life and business of your dreams. We start September 13th with a kickoff call, which is a foundational call to creating the foundations to a life in overflow, so that you have the overflow in your schedule, in your time, in your money, in your energy. And then throughout the 6-month program, we meet twice a month with a live call for hot seat coaching, as well as energy clearings, lessons. And you also have tools on the side to work at your own pace. But on these calls, what we're going to be doing is going deeper and clearing the resistance to you having and holding what it is you desire now, so that you walk away feeling empowered, aligned, and ready to receive, and more evidence that you are creating and you have received more than you realize. But more so, you're also just going to become more and more of who you were put on this planet to be more of you, and start creating life from that space. So we start Wednesday, September 13th. We meet 2 times a month for 6 months. We have very affordable payment plans. I've even extended it up to a year of monthly payments to make it more accessible for people. So if you are interested, send me a direct message on Instagram, Goddess of Wisdom Coach, or go straight to goddessofwisdom.ca/portal to overflow to apply for a spot today. Thank you all for listening. I hope you all enjoyed this. Send you all love and light.